I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. As the walls continue to close in on Donald Trump, his posts are getting even more deranged and disgusting. He is promoting the most despicable cult behavior and just spreading utter and complete lies and disinformation. Let's jump into what he just posted. His new one is to call the cult Magadonians. The cult has a new name. Look, this is what he posted just now. He goes, "We are Magadonians. We are very smart. We stick together as one. We follow Truth Social. We put America first. And we will, quote, make America great again." This cult behavior is just so weird. It's also very dangerous. This is what the modern day Republican Party is. We are very smart. We are Magadonians. Anyway, let's move on. Donald Trump's next post. Wow. Legal experts are saying that DA, District Attorney Alvin Bragg, will be immediately forced to drop his weak and disparaged case against, quote, Trump because his top investigator, Jeremy Rosenberg, corruptly colluded with a disgraced, disbarred, and convicted felon and perjurer in attempting to frame me with a, quote, crime that doesn't even exist. They apparently became close friends with lifestyle money spent a crime. This on top of Clinton lawyer turned prosecutor Mark Pomerantz illegally writing a book on the case. Look, folks, just complete and utter lies, total disinformation. District Attorney Alvin Bragg is not forced to drop his case, which is a very strong case. All of this is just right-wing echo chamber disinformation to try to attack the prosecution, not because it's going to succeed in the court, but to basically get all the Magadonians angry and to keep the Magadonians in a sense of complete and utter ignorance, and just that they can spew these talking points. And again, every single thing here is a complete and utter lie. The case is proceeding, going to trial in March of 2024. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has just filed a motion for remand, which is in opposition to Donald Trump's attempt to try to remove the case from state court to federal court. The remand is to move it back into state court, where it actually still is in state court, but to get it basically dismissed or transferred out of the federal court where Donald Trump removed it. But the case is still proceeding in state court, to be clear, before Judge Juan Merchan, the federal judge. Judge Hellerstein said to Judge Juan Merchan, "Don't slow down. You can keep on going." And in fact, Donald Trump just recently filed under seal a motion to try to recuse or disqualify Judge Juan Merchan. This is Donald Trump's tactic in front of every single judge he's before. Filed a motion to disqualify and try to recuse Judge Lewis Kaplan, the judge who presided over the E. Jean Carroll case. Donald Trump filed a motion to recuse and try to disqualify Judge McBurney, the judge presiding over Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis's proceeding. Donald Trump attacked the federal judge in the Central District of California, Judge David Carter, who made an adverse ruling against Donald Trump and found the crime fraud exception applied. Donald Trump always files motions against any judge unless it's a judge that he appointed, like Judge Eileen Cannon, who will violate the law. It's part of the MAGA attempt to destroy law and order. Here we see how terrified Donald Trump is of Special Counsel Jack Smith's criminal investigation. Donald Trump writes, "The same people that illegally spied on my campaign, created the fake dossier, cheated and rigged our sacred presidential election, tried and failed with impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2, pushed for years the Russia scam, invited the, quote, no collusion Mueller bull, FBI Twitter files, FBI Facebook collusion, put the top DOJ official into the local DA's office to run the witch hunt in Manhattan, and more, are those that are now pushing the boxes hoax against, quote, Trump, and he puts Trump in quotes and in caps. Essentially everything here is like an admission of his crimes. I mean, he talks about impeachment. He got impeached twice, and rightfully so, but for the fact that you have MAGA Republicans in the Senate, he should have been convicted of both number one and number two. Donald Trump, you were the one who said, Russia, Russia, Russia. If you are listening, get me the emails, hack into the computers of the Democrats. And then Russia listened. And then Russia did it. And then your campaign manager, the person you appointed as the head of the NSA, all of your top people, guess what? They were actually convicted of crimes relating to Russia. That is the facts of what took place there. Not a hoax at all. And then you go and you want to talk about FBI Twitter files. You appointed the FBI director. The FBI director, Christopher Wray, is someone you appointed. He's a Republican, someone who you said has impeccable credentials. And the only thing that we've discovered with the FBI Twitter relationship at all was that you were using the government to tell Twitter to take down posts that you didn't like. When Chrissy Teigen would make fun of you, you would use the government because you were the government at that time in October of 2020 when all of this you claim was taking place. The messages were from you. We're from the White House telling Twitter, hey, can you take down that post? It makes fun of Trump. It's mean Trump. The only post at all, the only thing that Biden's campaign, Biden was not the government, asked to take down was basically sex-shaming videos of Hunter Biden, which violated Twitter's terms of service. I know the MAGA Republicans all want to talk about Hunter Biden naked and show naked videos of him all the time, engaged in consensual sex, but that's one, sex shaming. It's not consensual when you post that against somebody's will. And all of the actual things of take down the post by the government were you were in charge then. I could go on and that forever, but let's move on to the next post. Trump's next post. Andy McCarthy, legal pundit of the dying New York Post, who will do anything Rupert Murdoch, should have helped him do better in the Dominion case. And Rhino Paul Ryan, who is killing Fox News, down 36% from a year ago, tell him to do, tries desperately to make the case that Joe Biden cooperated in the documents case, which he didn't, and keeps it in an unsafe place, which he did, Chinatown, D.C., and open garage floor under Corvette. Remember, he is still fighting 1,850 boxes, witch hunt. Again, Donald Trump, more and more lies here. I mean, the fact that there are legal pundits who are even going on Fox and appropriately saying that President Biden didn't do anything wrong here. And Donald Trump, by the way, when it came to his theft of these government records, he even had the opportunity for about a year to turn over the records, and he would not have been criminally prosecuted. I think we would have felt he should have been criminally prosecuted, but he wouldn't have been criminally prosecuted. Finally, you had to have the Department of Justice issue a subpoena because they knew that he was lying over and over again. And then you lied in response to a formal subpoena. You had lawyers file false attestations. You had people move boxes around the day before the DOJ arrived. Obstruction of justice is the crime. And then it became obvious that this was, it was obvious from the outset, but from a prosecutorial standpoint, the intent was demonstrated by all of your intentional conduct. Why? Because you've talked about how Richard Nixon sold his records back to the government for $18 million. Well, Richard Nixon is a criminal. Richard Nixon is a crook. That shows right there that you wanted this for transactional purposes. And we believe from all of the recordings that have been reported and talked about that you were using these documents for transactional purposes as well, placing the lives of Americans at risk. And folks, that's what it's all about. That's why we share these videos, because this is not funny stuff. This individual, Donald Trump, this traitor, this dangerous criminal, places our lives in jeopardy. And the MAGA Republicans continue to gaslight us. The large media networks continue to gaslight us. This is real danger, and we need to call it out. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers, thanks to your incredible support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, and wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Have a great day.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.